Hey guys, we are working on practice sheet number 5. We're going to look at number 1, and we're going to look here and figure out if this is a triangle problem, which means if it's multiply divide, and it's not multiply divide, which means this is add or subtract, right? So I see a single sign here, so that means I don't have to change anything. So I have encouraged you to box these so that will encourage you to look at both of these signs. Remember, same, sum, add. So add to the side, and I would also put 19.0 as you add. And hopefully you know it will be negative because all of this is moving to the left. Number 2 says make improper. So make improper is super easy. We just do Texas, like TX. That means multiply and add. Okay, so you're going to multiply 4 times 8 plus 1, and that goes on top. 4 times 8 plus 1. If you don't know, list it to the side. And the bottom number stays a 4. Number 3, make mixed. Guys, I'm going to show you again, but we need to be getting better at this without me. That bar means divide, okay? So I'll put an X here because 6 won't go into 4. So you're going to list your 6's to the side, right? Figure out how many times 6 will go into 47 without being too big. Subtract. Whatever you get goes on top. So you'll have a whole number. Whatever you get here goes on top, and the bottom number stays a 6. Let's make sure we get that right. Number 4 is easy. Perimeter, rim, like the outside, we're just going to add. We're going to add all the numbers, except I don't see a number here. This doesn't really look like it's to scale very well, but you see how we have this mark here? That means this is also 5 inches. So your job is to add. You're going to add all of the outside numbers. Okay, I'm not going to do that for you. Hopefully you're listening. Add all the numbers for this composite figure. Okay. Number 5 says write as a simplified fraction and percent. Okay. So, couple of things. I'm going to basically give you half of this. Okay. This, if I read this correctly, it's 0 and 6 hundredths, tenths, hundredths. Okay, and so remember, a percent compares to 100, which means the percent is 6%. But you still need to simplify this. Okay, so generally when you have a decimal, we just move it 1, 2 to make it a percent, okay? Or backwards to make it the decimal. This is division. You're going to do it by yourself. This is multiply. You do not line up your decimals on this, okay? You're going to count over the spaces, okay? So make sure and darken these decimals here. You're going to multiply 3 times 1 times 8 times 3. Okay? Three times 1, 3 times 8, 3 times 3. Put that here. Cross off. You're going to hold the spot. Then you'll do the 4s. Okay? When you're done, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, put your final answer here. Okay, number 8 is solve. So this is not a triangle problem because this is add subtract. So remember, if I have minus and negative, I put a plus. If I have plus and negative, I put a minus. So plus a negative, so I'm going to put a minus. Really, I'm treating it like a negative. but it is officially a minus. So, guys, same, sum, add. You're adding to the left, so it should be a negative. Make sure you line up those decimals. Same, sum, add. So add it, and whatever you get, it will be negative. Okay. On number 9, you want to change to a percent. So let's just write this fraction. What do I know? I know that a percent compares to 100. Okay. So 25 times what gives me 100? 25 times 4. 3 times 4 gives me this number. So whatever 3 times 4 is, put it here. Then it's going to be that as a percent. Okay? Don't put the 100 on bottom. This top number will go right here. Okay. Number 10. We're going to walk you through this from beginning to end, except you'll do the last step alone. When you are adding fractions or subtracting fractions, you need a common denominator. Okay? An LCD, least common denominator. So I just start listing the multiples. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Sometimes I have to go further. Now I'm going to do the same on the bottom. I'm looking for a match. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. There it is. There's my match. Okay. So both of these become 15 on bottom. Now we will make equivalent fractions. And what that means is, see how this 5 became a 15? I had to change it. 5 times 3 gives me 15. To make equivalent fractions, I have to multiply the top by 3 also. 1 times 3 is 3. I do the same thing here. 3 times what gives me 15? 3 times 5 gives me 15. So I have to multiply the top by 5, which is 10. Then I have a 1. Okay? Now, your job is going to be, we bring the denominator, which is 15. Normally I do the numerators first, but I'm not going to. I'm going to let y'all do that. 3 plus 10. That's going to go there. 4 plus 1, 5. Now, you're going to get a prime number here, so it will not simplify. Okay? Whatever you get there, that's going to make this final answer. Okay? And the last step is we are going to find circumference. So, remember we have to label this radius or diameter. So this is a radius because it goes to the middle, radius. So I go down here, circumference, 2 pi r or c equals pi d. I want 2 pi r because I know the radius. C equals 2 pi r. C equals 2 pi r. C equals 2 pi r. And remember, then we always do substitute, which means put in numbers. Okay? So, 2 pi, remember that is on the formula chart. If I scroll down right there, it says it's about equal to, that's what we're going to use, 3.14. And then radius is times 7. Okay. So your job is to multiply these all. Now, if you want to do 2 times 7, that's what I would do. 2 times 7 is 14, and then multiply 3.14 times 14.